Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we are back here Tuesday morning. It was bank holiday yesterday, so I didn't see much point in streaming as I didn't expect there to be much of a London session or a New York session. And I was right. There was a bit of a move, but there wasn't much. This is what happened yesterday. So it dumped early in the, let's say, ECB morning session period. And from there, it just carried on going down. And this is what would have been New York session. So not much happening there. So we are back here and there is a trade opportunity here. And there's been a few this morning and I have taken maybe 3 trades today on this account. So I'm not trying to overtrade again. Unfortunately, it wasn't systematic setups. There is a systematic setup here in play, but I've already taken one too many trades. So I'm going to be cautious, and especially because this price is moving quite aggressively against that setup right now. So I'm going to be cautious and wait for something a bit more cleaner. Right now it's a bit too heavy. So I took a sell on EURUSD and I took a sell on gold. So if you have a look at gold, you can see what happened with that. That was a really nice sell for me. Not my normal setup to jump in with momentum, but I saw that it had created reversal here, pulled up here, got here, pushed down, came up here again and pushed down. So when I saw it here, it only made sense for it to run these lows. And I marked that a target and that's where it went, took TP, and that's the trade I took this morning. Then I had a look at Euro and it was a similar setup as well. But Euro is a bit more fickle, it's just going back and forth. So the entry was here and I pushed it to run these lows when it created equal lows. It created equal lows with this candle. So when it did so, I took the sell to push it a little bit further. And I was out as soon as I could get underneath here. And why? Because I expected this to come back. So it's come back, filled this gap, and potentially now it's going further down. However, this is a breaking structure, so it could be bought from here. So it's really 50-50. And that's why I said I don't want to get into this buy at this stage, because with the momentum as it is and the fact that I've already taken 3 trades already this morning, winning trades, I'm not sure I want to push it any further. So I'm going to wait and see what the market has to offer. So we're going to sit back a little bit, see what London session says. If London session is in agreement with what I'm seeing, that this is a breaking structure and it's a part of a trend, and we got equal highs here and we are in an uptrend, I would expect a buy from here. Give me 1 second. Let me restructure my thoughts as I take a sip. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit, have a bit of an overview. That's what we'll do. And see what the market's doing. Let's clean this out. So I explained this a little bit better. So now we have been consolidating here. There was a reversal up here, consolidated and pushed down, creating a trend. Reversal here, broke the trend and it's pushing up, and it's really breaking these highs, right? So it's taking this one last. So there's an argument it could still push up. There's also an argument that it's come back here and price are going to be sold. So this is in a supply zone, even though there's an uptrend. So it's quite risky to sell, but in theory, it's what's more likely to happen. So I should be looking for selling opportunities here. But that being said, I was looking for selling opportunities here. It was there, but then it got bought up. So that could happen as well. So as it pulls, if it is sold, as it pushed down into this demand zone from this high, to this low, in this zone, it can reverse, break structure, and continuous uptrend. So it's a bit risky. If I was looking for a sell, that would have been the sell. That would have been ideal sell. I didn't sell that. It was yesterday and it was consolidated. That's not my ideal setup. It would have been this morning, but again, this was way before I woke up. So the opportunity to sell could be to continue this. It's a bit risky now. I've already taken that sell. To sell it again is a possibilities, more likely what's going to happen, sold into this range and potentially here is to be bought up. But we're going to wait and see if we can see something a little bit more risk friendly. So that's the setup on Euro USD. So as it is, too early to call, potential sell, but to manage your risk, you're going to have to use a ridiculous stop loss, and I'm not trying to do that. So we're going to wait, see what we could get as it pushes into this zone. If it will slow down, revert, give us a break of structure and take it up a little bit. Now there is news coming out in about, I think it's in about an hour or two. Let me just check it quickly. I think it's significant enough for this to move the market. So let's see, Tuesday. Yeah, so there's the consumer price expectation that's at my 11 o'clock. So that might be your 10 o'clock or varying depending where you are. But there is news due in about 2 hours. Let's say that, okay? In about 2 hours. So something to be conscious. Bang. Yeah, okay, so I'm glad I didn't take that buy. So it's something to be conscious of, okay? So glad I didn't get into that buy. The sell was the right thing. The momentum and being the higher time frame supply zone proved that the sell was the right thing to do. So I'm glad I didn't take that. So now if I'm going to do anything, it could be a continuation of this trend or it's a buy, right? But there's arguments for continuation of this trend. I'm not getting in here and leaving my stop loss there. So there's no selling opportunity right now. And the buy, if you want to buy equal lows, there's a little move there, I guess. But the buy for me is when it gets into this zone, slows down, goes sideways a bit, creates some liquidity, if you like, some slow choppy price action here, breaks the structure, and then I could look for the buy. So I want to see it come down a little bit here for the buy, but yeah, I'm not buying this and I'm not selling this. Momentum trade, yeah, if you like, but not for me. The risk is not worth it. So we're going to leave that alone and see what happens with Euro later in the day. So I will be trading in the New York session as well. So I've already taken a few trades in the London session. I'm only going to jump in if I see something that makes sense. I am meant to be using a systematic approach on this account, and I will try to stick to that. I've had a few conversations with myself recently about discipline. So what I set out to do with this account was only to take a systematic approach. But the market has not been, the market does not care. The market does not care about what I'm trying to do with the stream or what I'm trying to do with the challenge or the account or anything like that. It simply does what it wants to do. So I'm trying to adapt to the market, and I've done some back testing on different instruments, particularly DAX. Let's jump over to DAX. Let's see if we can see the opportunity in DAX. There is a systematic setup I am looking at with DAX based on price action. It's so new. It's only a few days old. I have back tested, seen some good results, but I need to back test it a lot more. But I'm willing to take a little scalp to see if I'm reading it right, if what my back testing, what I back tested is applicable, and see if it works in this scenario. Okay, so that being said, I will need to wait for London session to start, and that's soon. So in 1 minute, maybe there's a setup in DAX. I had a look at other instruments for this setup and it just wasn't working as well. But DAX it was. So I'm going to see if I could get the scalp in DAX using this new system that I back tested. Okay, so quickly overview on DAX. It's trending up. Plain and simple. It's trending up. There's gaps, tons of gaps and stuff like that. I thought it was going to fill, but it's not interested. It's bullish. It is at a high here, so you would expect a sell from there, which you got, and it's come back here. So within this supply zone, you would expect a sell from here as well. That being said, it is trending up 50-50, right? So just looking at this, I see a gap here based on yesterday's price action when the market was not really active. So I could see an argument for looking for a sell to get to fill here. But as it's come all the way up here, maybe it wants to break these highs 50-50. So what we need to do, or what I'm going to do, is form a bias based on what's been going on previously. And right now I can see nothing. Price action wise, nothing. So what I would have preferred, actually, yeah, I'm looking for a sell. Based on what I've backtested recently, I'm looking for a sell in the London session to fill this gap potentially, but I'm looking for a sell in the London session from what I can see so far. And I'm going to wait, and it's going to be a quick sell. And I'm not going to try to use too much leverage, just a little piece, and see if I could forward test what I've been backtesting now. And we're going to wait patiently. So go have a look at DAX and see if there's an opportunity here. Hopefully it comes straight away. Very small piece I'm going to put on. Let's see. Let's get this up. So I'm just going to keep a close eye on DAX, and I am looking for a sell. It's within the supply zone. It has slowed down considerably. It's left a gap in the market. Even though it's trending up, I'm going to look for a scalp within the London session, and that scalp is a sell. That's what I'm looking for. So the fact it's pushing up is actually very good, because what I'm looking for is a quick pullback, or, well, I'm not waiting for a reversal, just a quick pullback. So I'm happy it's pushing up. Just gonna be patient and wait for the entry. Let's have a quick look at everything else. So gold still pushing down. Okay, let me just clear this up a bit. So similar setup, been trending up, reversal here, pushed down to the demand, pushed it back up to the supply, and that supply broke structure. Reversal here is pulled back or up to the supply, and it looks like it's being sold from there. So arguably, if it pushes and it holds, it respects this zone, you can expect it to try and run these lows here. So potentially there's a sell in gold. However, this price point here I marked out, that could be where it's brought up to continue its attempt on doing an uptrend. So it could be here in this zone. It could be the one further lower. So from this low to this high, it could reverse here, break structure and try to push up, maybe fill in this gap, or it could go a little bit further. There's an imbalance here. I think that's why I marked this out. So I could see price pushing towards that imbalance. And that's what it looks like now. However, it is in a demand, so I'd be very cautious trying to sell this. I think the risk reward, well, it was trending on the 1 minute. It's trending on the 5 minute now. Got a pole and flag formation, pole here, flag, poles here. So you can expect some kind of flag before it continues trending down. But there's no sign of a reversal as yet. So maybe if you're inclined to take a trade with the trend, there is an opportunity there, but it is very low and it is in demand. So I'd be very cautious of that. Still waiting on DAX. Let's see what happened with NASDAQ. Yeah. clean this up a bit. So I'm bullish on NASDAQ, right? I'm a bit biased, to be honest. I'm invested in index funds, and I want to see a lot of the stocks I've got in that index funds, I'm sure is NASDAQ related. So I do want to see this get up a lot further than where it is. So I'm very biased. I'm not sure if I could read that unbiasedly without my bias, should I say? Making up words. Let's see. Let's have a quick read. Yeah, look at that. Nice and bullish. So trending down, reversal here, trending up. Current trend is up. Glad to see it. Pulls down. Should be this demand to be bought. Got underneath it. I remember that day actually. Oversold. I did have an argument to say this was an overreaction. It was going to get back, and it has. It's a shame I didn't jump in. I think I was trying to jump in. No, I wasn't jumping in on this. This was like the last hour of that trading day. So no, I wasn't jumping in. I would have liked to have jumped in and got all this back. So it's reverse. I'm not sure I would call that reversal. Yeah, it's a reversal split structure. Pulled in. This is the right shoulder. This is the left shoulder. So it's arguable that's going to continue its uptrend, and if it does, eventually to break these highs and continue the uptrend. Yeah, there's equal highs here, tons of equal highs here. Yeah, that's argument for a buy. It's just the entry to find a good entry. That would have been a nice entry when it broke structure here. So you had a H1 trend here, and the structure was broken here. So that could have been a good entry if you're awake at that hour, and it's pushing. Doesn't mean it's got to go all the way up from now. There's tons of obstacles in its way. All this imbalance here can react and pull all the way down, get underneath. There is a gap here and an imbalance here, so there's an argument for it to come down as well. So it's a bit too soon, but overall I would say I'm bullish. Again, bias, don't forget, but I would say I'm bullish on NASDAQ. Just a question of finding the right entry. Let's see if we got almost got our setup in DAX. So let's see. We've got about 3 minutes before I make a decision on this DAX trade, and I will be looking to sell it. It's above a high, within the supply. Just want to see it close underneath this candle here, and I'll take it for a quick sell. Very risky. 10 minutes in, but it's why I back tested quickly over the weekend, last few days, and I will tempt fate and test it. What I've realized, a lot of the systematic setups I've been trading are not available during stream because the market doesn't care about what I'm trying to do. So I need to develop a systematic setup for streaming. So that's what I've been working on, and hopefully I'll be able to do it now. So I only want to trade or stream for about an hour or so if necessary. I'm not going to stream for 4 or 5 hours. So that's why a lot of the systematic opportunities are not available during streaming. So I needed to come up with a new way of doing this, and that's what I've been back testing. So hopefully I'll be able to do this, and that's why I'm not going to put too much on it, because it is literally to be able to take a trade during streaming, which is dangerous. I should really save this for my discretionary account, but I can't trade this index on that account. So that's why I'm going to be doing it here, and I'm just going to use a small size and just see how it plays out. So far it's looking good. I want to see how this closes in the next 1 minute, and I'll make a decision. Good morning. Excuse me, I just got caught up. It's sometimes when I don't trade, I kind of miss it, and I really get caught up, and I just jump in straight in reading the charts and stuff. Good morning, the whipping poets. How are you? How was your weekend? argument for a small buy there. Didn't give me what I wanted to see, but I'm going to be patient. Actually want to see it be brought up a little bit more now. That's not what I wanted to see. Let's see. That's a break and retest here on DAX. Broke these highs, pull it back in. I guess this low. Let's have a look. Go and break structure, so that's a bit concerning for the buy continuation. Okay, let's see. Arguably a buy and break and retest. I'm not going to take it. It's not what I wanted to see for the setup that I'm looking for. It didn't close where I wanted it to see, so it's arguable it's going to continue going up. So it didn't give me what I wanted to see for the sell. So it's arguable it's going to continue going up, and I'm not going to jump in, but I'm going to have a look and remember that if I don't get that move when it's set up like this, maybe it's a continuation of what's going on. So essentially what I'm looking for is a little pullback, and it's not giving it right now. So maybe it's a continuation of the trend. I'll come back to this. Let's have a look at what's going on the others. So it's just amazing how everything slows down during the London session when there's more volume. It doesn't make any sense. It's like all the best moves. So this trade here and this setup here, I was actually in this sell here. I closed it because I had to get my case ready and I couldn't watch it at the same time. So I was in a position selling this here, but I just closed it. It pushed against me. When it came back, I just closed it. I missed out all of this. But a lot of the best moves come just before the London session. Then London session comes and we just get this. It's amazing. So it's still not doing anything on the on EURUSD. High risk opportunity there on gold for a quick buy to take it back into this supply. It's high risk because it's against the trend. It's coming from demand, and the overall trend is bullish. But to enter that for the buy, like I said, I need to see a little bit more of a confirmation of price. I need to see some structure being broken. So it's reacting from this demand zone right now, and that may be all we're getting from this. It might just be a reaction from this imbalance. Could lead to more, but it might be just too early. It might be too early. This is just too heavy. It's not gone sideways. It's not created structure. It hasn't created liquidity. So it might be too early. So it might just get a quick reaction from this demand, then a continuation of the downtrend momentum. So maybe it's an opportunity to buy. But again, it's just so low and it's in the demand. So opportunity to sell, but it's so low and it's in the demand zone. But the sell looks more likely. It's just too risky for me. I need a better risk to reward. And FTSE's not doing anything. I'm not touching this. Look at this gap. I would assume it fills this gap, so I'm not touching that at all. It's back to DAX for me. So this DAX trade, what I want to see is break out again, keep pushing up, and then create a nice high, break structure, and I'm going to take it for the sell. That's what I want to see now. So it's still pushing up. Let's see. Sit on my hands for a bit. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that as well, and I don't know if it was the same last summer. I think Q2 approaching Q3, I was catching a lot of trades like an hour 30 minutes before London session, just momentum trades, and then when it got to London session, it just slowed down. So I've noticed that a few times, and that's why as soon as I wake up, have a look at news, have a look at the setup, see if there's anything there. So yeah, something to be aware of for new traders. Weekend, can't remember. Let's see. My son had a football tournament, no, a football match on Friday. We played some football together on the weekends. He's got a piano audition coming up, so we just focused and did some of that. Just quality time, really. Nothing crazy. I don't remember going anywhere. Yeah, we just chilled, played in the park and stuff like that. Good weather currently, so we just got some food, went to the park, bit of a picnic, play football. I think next weekend he's got another football tournament on the Sunday, which is meant to be like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 games. So depending how he does. Oh yeah, that's right. He had also a tennis tournament this Saturday. Nothing to scream about at this age. He's only 7. At this age, it's not very competitive at all. So it wasn't that engaging, should I say? But yeah, quite enough weekend. Just chilled, really. Let's see. Yeah, he bounced back. My younger he's a twin, so he's not the youngest, but maybe he is by a second or two. But one of my younger boys, he's back to on his feet. I can't remember. I think he had like a stomach bug or something like that, so he couldn't really eat well. Spent the day with him watching movies and stuff, and then he was back to school the next day. So yeah, he's feeling good. It's just at this age they're catching things every other week, hands in the mouth, digesting germs. But yeah, that's kids right now. What are you looking at? Okay, Mr. That's by before that. So you took the gold sale. I had that gold sale. I had that gold sale. My entry was, I think it was just before the break of this low. So my entry was here. I sold it, took partials and left the runner. It hit here. Then I think I started getting my boys ready for school. So we pull back here. And I said for the stream that I wanted to leave it to run. But at the same time, it was a fair bit of profit. So I thought, let me just close the position. But it would have run a little bit longer and you would have seen me still in this position in gold if I held it. And I would have been targeting for it to get into this zone. So that was a plan. So it worked that as I wanted, but I didn't hold it. And I don't think would have been that much more, maybe a few $10-20. So I didn't see the point in holding it that much more. So I closed the trade. But yeah, it was a nice momentum trade with gold this morning. Let's go wait, see what happens. So I'm looking at trading later today. What instruments do you guys recommend? I'm considering NASDAQ. I believe that's when it moves a lot. So I haven't been able to backtest it, but New York session, NASDAQ makes sense. So I'm going to consider doing that. Let me know what you guys tend to trade in the New York session. For those who trade in the New York session, what's your favorite instrument? So what we've got, FTSE's filling this gap. Don't know how far it's going to go. Where can it react to? Let's see. So it should be react. It could react there. It's got a lot gap to fill. Could be here where it broke that high. So it's got all this to fill, FTSE at least, before a continuation. This isn't a reversal. This is just, I don't know what you would call that, to be honest. This is a high consolidation because it was a bank holiday, so there was no price action, so there was nothing. So maybe the agenda today is fill this gap because this is a big inefficiency. Fill this gap, reverse here, then push up, arguably. Let's zoom out. It's in a supply zone above these highs. So yeah, maybe this second price point is a better entry for a buy, or I definitely expect a reaction from it. So we've got these equal highs here acting as resistance. It's here again, over here, so it's a key price point. As you can see, price just multiple occasions interacting with it here, bouncing off it here, pushes up, breaks underneath it, finds it as resistance. So that may act like a magnet and price could go there, and the argument to fill this makes sense. So I can see price going to 8744 with FTSE. It's just, is there an entry? Let's see if there's an entry. Just some momentum play. I'll need to see some more structure. So if it pulls up here, respects this side, then push down, maybe that's the entry to drive it down further. Just don't trust it, just not moving. There's not enough price to indicate what could happen yet for me. Where we go, okay, so DAX is pushing up, so good. Didn't enter there. So far the setup I back tested makes sense, and maybe I should have taken that by continuation. Entering here, stop loss there, try get above there, makes sense. Something for the future to consider. Okay, so Euro's moving. So yeah, it looks like a momentum play with Euro. If you want jumping, get a few points, but I'm not gonna do that. It's just too risky. There's no clear place I could place my stop loss. But yeah, where did I say price could get to? So this is the range from this high to this low. So no clear target if you're selling that. Okay, gold is slowed down. Unfortunately, it's looking like the entry is going to be at the close of the hour if there is a buy opportunity in gold. So you may not be able to see it on stream. We're going to see. We've got 37 minutes. I think I could hang around for that, maybe. There may be a buy on gold. It's in demand, it's slowed down. It's creating what looks like a reversal on M1. Yeah, there's a little reversal on M1. So we had structure here, pole flag, all the way down here, created this low and then broke the M1 structure. It's within the supply zone here, pulls down and holds so far, pushing back up. Breaks up here, that's the start of a reversal or a pullback. So up here, that's arguably an entry. May take a small position. Let me see. Is it still looking heavy? Yeah, still looking heavy. So if it is above here, maybe it just pulls it back into this supply zone, and maybe it pushes it back from this supply zone. If it holds, it then breaks structure and continues its uptrend. Yeah, I believe it is doing an uptrend still. Yeah. So to continue the uptrend, this will be the zone I would expect it to be bought from. So slow down, creating structure that may be broken soon. So maybe there's a buy in gold soon. I am still concerned about this imbalance here. I still think it could get down here, but we still have a gap up there. So it's again 50-50, but price moving the way it is currently, pushing into this demand zone, creating structure to break. I'm more inclined to find a buy, and the stop loss is manageable because it'll be underneath this low. So let's wait on that. I'm still looking at keeping an eye on DAX for a sell. So the two look promising. Nothing really on euro. Gold could be a buy, and I may be able to get a sell on DAX. So I'm going to have a look at the two for today. That's the plays. Let's see what happens within this hour. So the new setup is strictly, well, so far it's only been back tested for the London session. When it comes, it could be after the London session, but I have back tested it to be able to trade it in the London session. So hopefully within this hour, the first hour of the London session, it is visible. And if it is, that's great. It's something I could use often. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. NASDAQ. Maybe it takes these highs and that's it. But yeah, it's got all this imbalance to fill. It's just a problem getting in NASDAQ at this time. I just seen it too many times. It doesn't have much momentum to go and do what I would expect, which would be to fill this. So maybe it does, but I think it's more likely just to run this, create a little reversal here, then push down, maybe fill this gap before it continues up. But yeah, it's a buy. It's just where's the entry? That's a problem in the NASDAQ one. If you jump in, just trail the M5 lows, I guess. Got little pullbacks here, and that's what's moving. Yeah, reversal here, put pause flag, pole, last flag here, pole, another flag here, pole. It hasn't created a flag, so I could see it being sold a little bit, creating a flag, maybe get into this imbalance before it pushes up again, because that seems to be the structure that is created on the M5. Still waiting on gold. Oh, there you go, NASDAQ. So that was a buy. Interesting. The NASDAQ DAX, should I say, that was a buy. And what did I want to see? So gold, if it breaks underneath this low, then that's a sell, obviously. And stop loss there, not bad. But is it still in the demand zone? Yeah, still in the demand zone. But when it creates structure that looks like a reversal and it then breaks it, usually a continuation of what's happening, and that's a sell, which is a downtrend right now, and that could be the target still. So yeah, keeping an eye on DAX. So DAX, my friend, you were meant to do this yesterday. Okay, so it's just tapped into some resistance on the supply zone here, which is the highs, key price point, boom, 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 boom. Maybe there's a quick sell there, so I may be inclined to try grab some points on the close of this. Yeah, I'm gonna have a quick sell on DAX in the next minute. Actually, that's good enough. Let's just jump in. I should be able to get a pullback. Maybe it's more than a pullback. So I'm in on DAX with a sell, and I'm gonna risk a small piece and manage this with a tight stop loss ish. Don't want to see it get back above here. That's 24, 14, 7. Mm, mm, mm. 24. 14. 14.7. See what that looks like. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So very small position on DAX. Yeah, on DAX. And I'm looking for it to pull back. And I may hold this. I mean, there's a lot of liquidity here. There's a gap there. We're high in supply zone. Found the resistance where it broke from here. So multiple times then broke. I could hold it just to take it back into this zone and maybe leave a run and see if it wants to go further. So it's not a big position at all. Like I said, I've already taken 1 too many trades here. I want to see what it could do. Could pull against me, then hopefully turn. We have 30 minutes still on this candle. Hopefully it's the start of a reverse. If it's not, we're getting stopped out. But it's only $30, so it's not massive. I'm okay with taking a loss like this. I made enough today, and it's a lower risk setup. Price sold here aggressively, back up there, sold aggressively. So it's within reason to expect some kind of selling pressure. So I'm not mad at it if it does not work out. We'll see how it plays out. Okay, so gold still holding in that demand zone. It didn't take that low, not yet. Let's see. I believe I said I was looking for a sell on DAX, so I'm happy that I'm in this sell. Actually, it's consistent to what I was looking for. A bit early for the setup that I back tested. Let's see what happens in the next 7 minutes. That will confirm if I got in at the right time. I want to see this candle close, then the next 5-minute candle, if it breaks underneath and goes back to where my entry is, that would have been the right entry very early, but I would have caught it. So very risky entry, but based it on what's going on a higher time frame. Let's see what happens. Yeah. The problem with the news, you don't know how the market's going to react to it, and you don't know if it's been priced in already. So that's why, like, even though I should be more conscious of it, I can't rely on the news data. All I know is we're going to get some reaction from the market based on it, but we don't know if it's necessarily going to go in the direction as you would anticipate. And if it does, so be it. But I found more consistency traded based on the price. So I use news releases as a warning or a reminder I need to be cautious at a certain time. So that's how I use it. I can't trade on news. I can't trade based on news. I haven't found much success with it. There's been times I've seen news release that's meant to be bad for a particular pair, like the US dollar, and I've seen it go up and it just whiplash a few times and just not done what I would expect it to do. And then a day or two later, it's done it, you know. So Not ideal. All right, so this is not doing what I wanted. I may close it here. I was hoping it would be this candle. It's looking very bullish now. A bit too early for the entry. Let's see what happens in the next. If it takes this high, I'm going to close it, take a small loss. What I want is for it to hold this high, stay around there and push down. Let's see how much room I could give it. Yeah, I could give it tons of room. Let's see. I'm going to wait a bit. But so far not doing what I want. I was hoping this candle, next 5-minute candle, closes underneath here. That's what I would like to see. And then I could hold it to see if it goes down further. So I want to see in this 5-minute candle. If not, I may close it based on what's going on. It's not looking good. Nasdaq still pushing. UK FTSE just can't trust it. Gold is not moving. Euro's not doing anything. Let's have a look at gold. Gold definitely slowed down. Glad I'm no longer in that. Looks like it wants to reverse. But I think the entry may be based on the next H1 candle. That would make more sense for the entry. Might have a gold buy. Just gonna wait. Okay. Pushing against me. Gonna wait. Still gonna wait. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. Okay. Should have took the buy. See if we get a pullback. Getting ready to take the loss. But I'm gonna wait and see if we still get a pullback. See what happens here. Then maybe the buy on gold makes more sense. Yeah. I think it's decision. Yeah, it's decision time on DAX. I'm gonna call it. I took the buy. Should have waited. So it looks like it's pushing to take those highs now. Could buy that. But there's no clear place to place my stop loss, but it looks like it's taking those highs. Yeah, it's taking those highs. Reduced loss it is then. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this alone. It was a buy, saw it, but I didn't take it, and I tried to reverse it. So it was a buy from here, I was said. From here. Would it be a nice move? Don't do this now. Not while I'm out. Should have done this earlier. Gonna have a look at gold, make a decision. I don't want to eat into too much of what I achieved this morning. Gold is the only thing that's making sense to me. Okay, this could be a sell, but again, I'm just not gonna jump in there while it's in a demand zone. Yeah, I'm not jumping in there. That being said, this was a failed reversal from here. There's a continuation, but already pulled out. No, I'm jumping in that. Come on, gold. Okay, good exit on DAX. All right, just go wait for gold. If it does break this M5 high, take a little trade on it, and that will be the last trade for this session. Not going to eat into too much of what I've done this morning, but that will be the last trade for this session. Get a breaking structure on gold, and that will be it. I mean, you're referring to the EURUSD, right? The news. In terms of structure, I mean, this is a major reversal. So all of this was initiated because of what happened with the Trump tariffs, and it was looking for a place. And this, I remember having a look on D1, and that's where I found this reversal. So even though it is a reaction from the fundamentals, they're still technical. It reversed here where it's supposed to have. A few times could have reversed there as well, but this is another point it's meant to reverse from. So it's reversed there, consolidates and broke out, tapped into this demand, and it's pushed up. So it's arguable that it continues its uptrend, and it's arguable it's sold. Reversed there, got back into there, and it's consolidating here where price was consolidating from previously. Hard to say. If that news catalyst does affect it, yeah. I mean, look at this clean trend line. Breaking this would make sense. Filling this gap still, and then continue what's going on the higher time frame with the start of the reversal here to reverse the catalyst, which was really based on nothing, because Trump didn't go through with what he said he was going to do, essentially. So strong argument for the sell, but it's just a case of when. It could have been from there, stay bullish, could be from here, but I don't know, we'll see. That's why I can't rely too much on the fundamentals for the entry. All right, so coming up to the close of the hour, we have a structural play here potentially. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. Holding into this demand zone, creating a H1 structure here. Started with a M1 breaking structure, and M5, if it breaks this, I'll be inclined to buy it, and then the following H1 candle to hold and push up. So I'm gonna take a buy on gold, small position again, 0.1, and goodbye at gold there. Stop loss underneath here. It's not crazy stop loss, is it? VO2. I'm gonna see if I can scalp it. Just zoom out. It's been sitting here for an hour. If it starts moving against me as soon as I get in, I'm gonna start drawing up conspiracy theories. But yeah, I mean, we have structure, clear structure here. It's got into demand, a reversal pattern here, and it's about to break structure. So I got in a bit early, but it's doing exactly what I would want to see, where I want to see it, and I just need that drive now to get above here, confirming the breaking structure, and hopefully we get that. If not, another small loss, and we're going to call it. I don't think I'm early. Well, I am early. I would prefer to see the breaking structure, but everything I've seen leading up to the new H1 candle, breaking structure on the M1, about to do the breaking structure M5. Everything so far except for this break of this high. Hopefully now it doesn't just take me out, then does it after. I just can't stand that. You know, when you're right about the trade, but it still takes you out before it happens. I just can't stand that. Only a small risk here. I'm risking $100, and it's got potential for a lot, so I can live with it. Just don't want to take the loss, but I can live with it. Let's see what happens. Look at that. As soon as I get in, it starts pushing against me. Tis the way. Look at that. Okay. Still gonna hold. No, once this is ridiculous. As soon as I get in, it starts pushing against me. Come on. Let's see. What do we need? 12 minutes. Need you to hold this candle to hold and push back. That would have been a better entry of this imbalance. I need it to hold here. I need to see a reaction immediately from here. Underneath here, it's very likely to lose the trade underneath here. If it holds here, that would have been a better entry. Let's wait. I preferred the price action of gold recently. EURUSD just been too fickle for me. And DAX, I haven't got that experience yet. Still waiting on that DAX setup I backtested to happen, but preferred the price action on gold, even though it's going against me right now as we speak. I'm wanting this next 1 minute candle start pushing back in my direction. It should be from here if I'm right about the setup. And if it works out, great. It's just the entry was too early, but I wouldn't expect it to come all the way back down. I need to see something with this in the next 2 minutes. I need you up. Nope. Okay, not looking good. Let's see. Not looking good. I'm not gonna react. I'm gonna take the loss. Look at that. Okay, that looks like a loss now. Too early for the entry. Definitely should have waited for confirmation. Okay, so that's a loss. That's not ideal. As soon as I get in, it starts pushing against me. 10 minutes left. Yeah, that's a loss. Could sell it. Yeah, I'm gonna sell it. Let's reduce this loss a bit. Stop loss is just gonna be that 33.12. See if we could get some of this back. I'm gonna try to close it before the new H1 candle starts printing. But now that it did not give me the reversal, even though I was staging it, I would assume it gets underneath here and then pushes for this low that I mentioned earlier. Let's see if we could get that without it coming back and taking me out. The TP would be 32.52. May take partial before that to reduce the loss I took. 32.52. See what happens. Okay, so I'm not risking too much either. All right, so this could work out nicely. Let's see if it takes these lows here now. If it could be aggressive, that would be great. Are we looking for news as well? Okay, cool. Yeah, EU is pushing, gold is pushing. I may just take it here, reduce the loss. The next H1 candle could just still sit in this demand zone, so I may just take it to reduce the loss. Yeah, get my money back. Let's see, what do I need from you? Needed about $85, I'd be okay. Yeah, I'm going to reduce the loss and call it. Could go a lot further, but I'd be happy to take that and call it and then look for a New York session. Good. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Still profitable day, yeah. Would love a second entry there, but not gonna force it. Let's see if there's anything else that makes sense before I make a decision. Nope, too slow. Let's go to M5. Okay, good exit. Still looking for a sell in DAX. Let's see if we could get it in this next 5-minute candle. I will take a sell in DAX, then I call it. Just want to see it close underneath here. As it's doing right now, very happy to jump in, but just need to see it close there. And I'll take a sell in DAX, and that would be the last trade of the day. Definitely give this 4 minutes before I make a decision. Let's see what happened. So it got above that high. Huh. Created equal highs. Not ideal setup. Not ideal setup. Let's see. New H1 candle about to print. Somewhat triple highs here. Definitely equal highs. Just want to see how this is going to close in the next 3 minutes. Very risky. Not my setup, but it is what I've back tested recently. So let's see how this closes in the next 3 minutes. Let's see if we could get something from here. Arguably could come back to here. Okay. Sell in DAX. See if we could get the drive. Stop loss. 24,169. That swing higher. This is definitely a discretionary setup. Very early entry. But it's only $20 risk. I just need this to close underneath this low here. Then that should confirm that I should get a drive here. And that's the setup I was looking for from here. So let's see in the next few minutes, as long as it closes underneath that previous buy candle here, I'm justified in taking this setup and holding it to see what we could do with it. If not, small loss and calling it. I've taken way too many discretionary trades on this, but again, like I said, market doesn't care about my systematic setups. My systematic setups have not been available, and for the sake of the stream, I'd rather do this. I do need to address it, but so far today I'm profitable, and that's why I was able to take 1 or 2 risky trades or setups on this account, and that's fine with me. But in the future, I do need to clearly have the defined accounts and defined approaches, so I don't mess up or eat into my profits too much, which I've done so far. Okay, so this closed there. I'm justified getting in. The entry is a bit early. Let's see if we could get this drive down now. If it pushes out, takes me out straight away, that's fine. It's only a $21 loss, but I should see a pullback into this zone. Let's see what happens. And get a small win. Okay. Yeah, but Euro is very slow right now. It's still trending down, slow right now. It's got a new H1 candle printed, so I'll be very cautious with that. With the sell. Okay. See if we could get a 1-to-1 on this. As it dries down, I'm gonna move to break even, because if I'm right, I caught it at the top, so I don't need it to come above here, and I could definitely manage the risk tightly if I caught it at the top. Even though it is a equal high, I know it's not ideal, but this is what I was looking for, and see if I could get this drive for 1-to-1. Let's see what 1-to-1 looks like here. My entry should have been there. $30 points. So 24, 108. I'm not asking for much at all. Entry is terrible. Should have been up a bit. 1-to-1 is just there. Let's see if we get that before it tries to break this high. So this is more to do with the theory rather than the gains. There's not much reward in this, but it's just I want to be able to test something I've back tested and trade it live. So let's see if we could get this in the next 5 minutes or 7 minutes, and then we'll call it. If it is the case, then tomorrow again, I'm going to have a look, London session, and see if I could call this DAX trade and make sure I can actually take it. So let's see what it looks like on M1. Okay, so M1 there's a breaking structure. Let's see if it holds and pushes it a bit further for this imbalance here. Equal lows there, drive. I see it getting it in here for the imbalance and then push back up. Well, hopefully it goes further down, and that would be the ideal exit. But like I said, this is just to test the setup and see if it works. It's not about the reward in this scenario. But win's a win. It's really to see if I'm reading it right. And so far, it's only really been with DAX that I've back tested it successfully, see some consistent results. So it'll be DAX, I'll trade this setup. And it was London session. I haven't back tested it for New York session. So DAX London session tomorrow, if this works out. And then I need to find a pair, probably it could be the equivalent to DAX, so the S&P or something like this, maybe tomorrow or during the New York session would make sense. I feel Nasdaq's too volatile, but we'll see. All right, cool. Looks like a win. Definitely gonna manage my trade now. Moving it to break even. No need. Okay, cool. That was the win. So I'm happy with that setup. It's a new setup I'm working on. it was a winning trade. How far it goes, I'm just looking for a 1-to-1. So depending on the entry was a bit early. I was a bit too eager. Next time I need to wait for the close of the candle, then I take it for a 1-to-1, and that's a quick scalp. So it's I don't know what to call this, but it's really a setup for the streaming, something that allows me to take a trade during the streaming hour or hour and a bit, and that might be what I call it. So I'll get back to you guys tomorrow. No, I'll be back New York session. I want to just read New York session, see if I can read it right, take some small trades and see what we could do with S&P and NASDAQ. So I'll be back for the New York session and I'll continue. Okay, so I'm going to sign up for now. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, you know, like button and all that, support the channel, and I'll keep on getting the streams out to you guys, and I'll be back later. This is Patrick signing out. Until next time, peace.